Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Clan. Today we'll be talking about a number of stories, including how the Hbar Foundation could fuel development surrounding marketing for Hedera. On the 2nd of December, the CEO of the Hbar Foundation, Shane Higin, tweeted a string of tweets detailing the number of initiatives the Hbar Foundation is set to partake in. Namely, the foundation has an overarching vision for the future for users of the Hedera network, whereby groups based on the Hedera ecosystem, namely builders, creators, innovators, will be able to build their own economies. The Hbar Foundation will aid in providing a means of developing localized economies on the Hedera network through the provision of financial, technical and marketing support. The Hbar Foundation possesses and is responsible for the allocation of 10.7 billion Hbars, which are approximately worth $3.5 billion at the time of recording, to initiatives and developments based on the Hedera ecosystem. The Hbar Foundation is primarily geared in providing monetary support as well as marketing strategy for a wide variety of offerings, be it DeFi, NFTs, CBDCs and other industries. The string of tweets provided by Higin highlighted how the foundation will actively contribute to marketing support for initiatives surrounding Hedera. Marketing, or the lack thereof, has been a questionable aspect amongst a number of Hbar investors, and such investors have argued that the lack of marketing surrounding Hbar could be the primary reason as to why the Hbar price has been relatively stagnant. The potential for increases in monetary support for marketing strategy could lead to more retail investors becoming more aware of the Hedera project as a whole. Increases in the awareness of Hedera by potential investors may entice more investors to FOMO into the project through the purchasing of Hbar tokens, as well as providing monetary support to lobby the Hedera project to retail investors. The foundation will see its scheme providing support for startups who wish to actively use the Hedera platform for initiatives. This factor could see community developers and users migrating to the Hedera network, which in turn could see increases in the overall utility of Hedera as a whole. Increases in the utility of the Hedera network will see invariable increases in the volume of transactions occurring on the consensus service, which in turn will lead to invariable increases in the value of the token. In recent times, the Solana and Avalanche blockchain networks have been aggressive in enticing developers to their respective platforms. This marketing strategy has seen overall increases in the utility of the networks, and as a result, synonymous increases in the value of the Solana and Avalanche tokens have occurred. The Hedera Foundation, following a similar marketing strategy, could lead to Hbar tokens seeing similar increases in value, which have been observed in the case of the Solana and Avalanche tokens. In other news, over $250 million of the USDC stablecoin is currently circulating on the Hedera network, which are directly powered by Hbar tokens. This is coupled with the 50 billion South Korean won stablecoins and 10 billion South African rand stablecoins being minted via the Hedera token service and in active circulation on the Hedera network. The provision and presence of such stablecoins on the Hedera network will see the network developing another repertoire in its offerings, whereby the availability of the USDC stablecoin on the Hedera network will see initiatives, namely the advent and development of DEXs. Decentralized exchanges or DEXs built on the Hedera network may lead to such exchanges rivaling existing DEXs, most notably the world's largest DEX, Uniswap, which is directly built on the Ethereum blockchain. DEXs built on Hedera may be especially enticing, namely due to the network's innate qualities, most notably its transaction rate, finality rate, low transaction fees and high degrees of security. Hedera's attractive intrinsic features may put a potential DEX based on Hedera ahead over the likes of DEXs built on other DLT networks, most notably Ethereum. The low transaction costs associated with Hedera will provide the potential to overcome limitations in blockchains such as excessive and unpredictable fees. Uniswap faces irregular transaction fees when purchasing tokens on its exchange, namely due to gas fees on Ethereum being purely based on traffic on the network. A DEX based on Hedera would not fall victim to excessive transaction and gas fees. Thus, Hedera may become a more DeFi-friendly platform over the likes of Ethereum. With the Shinhan Bank and Standard Bank stablecoin initiatives directly utilizing the Hedera network, Hedera may see its network becoming a hub for global financial services, most notably remittance marketplaces. Such banks may have directly leveraged the Hedera network for their remittance market offerings, namely due to Hedera's stunning innate qualities, namely the network's high finality rates, low transaction fees and rapid transaction capabilities. The stablecoin remittance development will see the direct utility of the Hedera network, namely the network's token service and consensus service, to test the issuance and distribution of stablecoins. The Hedera token service will act as a platform to directly mint the stablecoin, and transactions involving involving the transfer of stablecoins will be verified and recorded through the Hedera consensus service. Shinhan Bank will mint the South Korean won-backed stablecoin through the Hedera network. This will occur alongside Standard Bank minting South African rand stablecoins. Funds exchanged between recipients will be able to receive funds in a locally denominated stablecoin, in this instance South Korean won or South African rand stablecoin form factors. The final story today involves Hedera's head of privacy strategy, Hedera Hashgraph, outlining how she believes Hedera is the benchmark project amongst DLTs on the market.
Ethereum's going to do just fine. I think it'll be doing well for years to come. I just think that there's challenges right now, and you know, there's absolutely good reasons to take a look at the Hedera network and services. And I, you know, personally, I'm not going to offer anything to anyone else about how they think about you know what networks they use, but I'm so sold on Hedera that I will look at, if someone's like, look at this project, what do you think? I'm going to be like, all right, well, I'm going to look at it in the context of Hedera is what I know first, and I compare everything else against Hedera. Most people in crypto have, you know, kind of grew up in it a little more. I don't want to say most, but a lot of people. So they started with Bitcoin and then Ethereum, and then maybe then they move on to others like Hedera, and they're comparing it to what they know of Ethereum. That's just not how I got into the space. So it's a little backwards for me, and I feel like I lucked out by really getting involved in Hedera first, because now I feel like I've got the gold star of what a public trust network should look like, and with thoughtful architecture and you know, ongoing development, that I compare everything to Hedera, and that's, I think, been an easier way since it's so. I think it's superior to most. That I think it's an easier way for me to see what's actually novel elsewhere, and what is actually different in a better way to Hedera piecemeal, but you know, looking at other projects and networks.
With Hedera being the most widely utilized DLT network in the industry, and with Hedera offering stunning qualities, namely the network's ability to verify tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of transactions per second, its minimal transaction fees and rapid finality rates, Hedera's technological innovation is not only one of a kind amongst DLTs, but also a standout network when compared to legacy systems. These impressive features may have been driving factors for the CBDC development company MTech, directly utilizing the Hedera Consensus Service for CBDC initiatives. MTech, and in extension the Hedera Consensus Service, is set to be directly utilized for the Nigerian and Ghanaian central banks' CBDC pilot initiative in the near future. What are your thoughts on Hedera? Are you bullish about Hbar's price for the remainder of the year? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.